Israeli aircraft have carried out dozens more airstrikes on Gaza in the early hours of Monday as the conflict enters its second week. It comes hours after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected international appeals for a ceasefire. Officials in Gaza said that nearly 200 Palestinians had been killed in the past week. 10 Israelis died in rocket attacks launched from Gaza. Airstrikes, series of attacks early on Monday rocked Gaza City for 10 minutes, covering a broader area than the raids 24 hours earlier, in which 42 Palestinians were killed. One local resident we spoke to said he had never seen strikes of this magnitude. The Israeli military said it had destroyed 15 kilometres of tunnels used by Hamas. It also said Israeli aircraft had hit the homes of 9 Hamas commanders. Meanwhile, more rockets were fired from Gaza at the Israeli cities of Beersheba and Ashkelon. No word yet, though, on casualties on either side in these latest attacks. I spoke to our diplomatic correspondent in Jerusalem, Paul Adams, and asked if there had been any let-up this morning from either side.
No, Lucy, in a word. More rockets fired at Israel, about an hour or so ago, fired at Ashkelon and some other towns in the south. No reports of significant damage or casualties. And we are, as you say, still waiting to get some indication of the damage caused by the Israeli airstrikes on Gaza overnight, which clearly were very substantial indeed. I think this is the second or third night in which we have seen really very, very intense activity, perhaps the pace of activity increasing as Israel recognises that maybe time is running short for it to be able to carry on this operation. The Israeli Defence Forces are saying in a briefing this morning that this operation will continue for the time being, that it may take a little while longer. You mentioned the tunnels that were attacked overnight. They were saying that this system, which they call the metro under Gaza, consists, they say, of hundreds of kilometres of tunnels, and they have been attacking them relentlessly for several days, not to destroy every stretch of tunnel, but to particularly target the connections, the nodes between tunnels, in an effort to make it impossible for Hamas to operate in this network. Quite interesting details about what they're doing, and also no sign that it's going to come to an end anytime soon.
Paul, Antonio Guterres calling for an end to what he calls utterly appalling violence. I mean, where are we at in terms of the diplomacy?
Well, there's a lot of it going on, but no discernible results so far. An American envoy has been here since Friday. He has met Israeli officials. He's met Israeli Arab leaders because, let's not forget, we had several quite shocking violence on the streets of Israel between Jews and Arabs. And he has met Palestinian leaders. There is also the involvement of the UN with their coordinator here in Jerusalem. He is also conducting quite a lot of discussions. One thing worth remembering about this is that it's complicated by the fact that because the United States regards Hamas as a terrorist organization, as do many other countries, it has no direct contact. So it has to rely on mediation involving other parties. Egypt and Qatar are both involved in those conversations, but so far to no obvious avail.
Paul Adams there. I'm joined now by Belle True, the Independent's Middle East correspondent in Jerusalem. Belle, lovely to see you. I know you've been speaking to colleagues and to others in Gaza today. What have they been telling you?